woman with bad energy that's a 10 will quickly drop down to about a 7.
I mean, 10s are rare.
She made a big deal about being stuck in traffic.
Don't fall in love with the job interview her. Don't fall in love with the resume.
Be cautious and worry when you encounter people that give you sort of like a bad energy or a bad vibe.
I think we're already giving our community bad advice. Someone from our community did say, people come with warning labels. We just ignore them. What's a warning label you ignored because you thought you were overthinking it, but it actually turned out to be terrible? And what's like a red flag that happened in a more recent relationship when you were single?
I specifically remember going on a Hinge date, and beautiful girl. We were on our way to a restaurant, and I was excited for the date. And we ended up getting stuck in traffic, and she made a big deal about being stuck in traffic. It almost felt like she was turning things into like a crisis. And I'm just like, hey, listen, calm down. We're on our way. We're going to make it. I'll call the restaurant. We'll be a few minutes late. It's no big deal. So I thought that was the end of it. Then we get to the restaurant, and the server serves her like the wrong order. And that became a whole nother moment. Almost like a mini meltdown. And I'm holy cow, like, is this a pattern? Like, what did I just sign myself up for? So one of the things that I did was, let me pause and process, right? Is this person just like this innately? Is she having a bad day? What is causing her to react this certain way? And I quickly realized that one of the things that is very difficult to do when you're online dating is find out what that person's personality and character
That's a great point. Yep.
is like, right? Because you're seeing the best version of them online, right? The best pictures, like all the vacation spots in front of like the fancy car or a fancy vacation. But you don't actually get to see what they're like in person, right? Like, how are they when they're stuck in traffic? How are they when they're having an unpleasant experience at a restaurant? Those are all important things that you need to factor in when you're looking for the ideal partner, the right fit for you. So certainly be cautious and worry when you encounter people that give you sort of like a bad energy or a bad vibe.
Yeah, I mean, you bring up a great point. I think people, ourselves included, by the way, whether we know it or not, we know where we fall short. We know where our strengths are at, and we know where our weaknesses are at. And I think humans, if you look at it more like a job interview, you're about to take on a new job, no one's going to truly tell you on their resume. Their resume is the dating app. Their resume is their social media account. It really is an extraction of all things that are a liability that may scare people away. And it's constantly highlighting in bright yellow highlighter, like all the things I'm really good at. So if a girl is physically very attractive, and I don't give a fuck who gives anyone life advice. If you're a man, physical appearance is a lot. You think you're going to get away with being a girl you're not attracted to, but after 3 months, you're going to realize that you made a mistake, because we are very physical creatures. We are into the way girls look. So you can't be mad at a girl that's highlighting her features or highlighting her body or, how she looks, because that's important to a guy.
For sure.
But be very mindful of the things she's not showing. If you got a lot of high angle photos, you get, be aware of the fine print. And I think that's a point that, you're bringing up, and I think is important. It's like, don't fall in love with the job interview her. Don't fall in love with the resume. Give yourself an opportunity to see them in person. And I assume that's what happened. When you met them in person, just that energy kind of threw you off.
Yeah. And listen, the looks were there. But by the way, a woman with bad energy that's a 10 will quickly drop down to about a 7 if it's not comfortable being around her, right? Because you're just getting that bad vibe, like that constant crisis, meltdown, bratty type of energy. So it's not only about looks.
I do want to present a caveat. I want to make it a habit that we are meeting our community where they're at. If you're a younger guy and all you're really looking for is some like a fun night out, or maybe somebody that you want to hook up with in the middle of a big breakup in your life, and you don't know if you want to take somebody serious, then I actually do think the criteria for what we're giving feedback for is a little bit different. Would you agree? Like, if you're just on some chilling dating shit, like I could deal with an annoying girl once a week, but I can't deal with a girl that's annoying that I got to live with, or I got to be in a long term relationship with, or I got to be committed with, or I got to see my family with. That's a different. I don't know. We might disagree, and that's okay.
I do disagree. Not when you have options. Yeah, if you got two or three girls in the Rolodex, two out of the three are pleasant to be around, and you're like excited for those dates, and you like when they come around, and etc. Then you're always gonna pick those two ahead of that third girl who's like beautiful but just obnoxious and annoying. That's just me
I
personally,
don't
but
know. I ain't gonna lie. Look, we've known each other for a long time. I'm not gonna say her name, but there was a person I was with when we were a lot younger that Rich used to always ask me, like, bro, I don't get it. Like, y'all literally are just two different people. Like, what do you
yeah,
guys talk about when you're together?
yeah.
And I mean, shit. I just talking about how we're gonna get back to my crib. That's what I was talking about most of the time. You get what I'm saying? So like, I
Yeah.
don't I don't want to put, there's some young savages we got in our community and guys that want to live their lives. I'm saying you got to be mindful about whether you're going to Denny's to eat and you're just
Mhm.
on a highway trip, and there's not a lot of options. To your point, or
Yeah.
if you're home and you have the luxury of planning your date night out and you want to go to a good restaurant, you know exactly what you want, you know exactly what you want to eat. It should be the best experience for you because that's something that is it's a different approach you got to it. So I do want to point that out. I done been on vacations. I done been in different cities. Sometimes the criteria changes based on the appetite for that smaller window. But if we're really having this conversation about a more long term relationship, somebody that you're going to be with a lot.
Listen, since we agree to disagree, I want to hear what our community has to say in the comments. Like post that shit in the comments. Like are
I,
you okay with hanging out with the 10 who's annoying just to get laid, or is she just too
a
annoying that
10? You said a 10?
I mean, a 10 is different.
A 10 might
Let's
not
say an
even.
8. Let's
Let
say
me
8.
tell you, if it's a 10, she don't even got to speak my language. We could be doing fucking sign language. I could text her through a translation app. If it's a 10, I'm gonna figure it out.
If you found, listen, all rules are disregarded if you find a 10 who's into
Okay,
you.
that's a rule.
Yes.
If it's a 10, she can be annoying as fuck.
Yeah, she could be whatever. She's a 10, bro. Like you're lucky to even be in her presence.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, tens
Nah.
are rare, bro. If you caught one, don't throw that
Yeah,
one back so quickly.
it's like a rare Pokemon.
Yeah, I think we're already giving our community bad advice. This is great.
No, listen, I want to hear
It's
what
the
they have to
reality.
say. Post it in the comments. What do you think?